All right, we are live. What's going on tonight, everybody? We are live in the Retail Underground. All right, what's going on tonight, Dan?
Well, tonight, guys, we have a well. First of all, I want to shout out to any of our peeps on our No Tie Required YouTube channel that we are streaming live from today and today only. Just give you a little sneak peek of what the Underground peeps see here on Retail Underground. Today, we're going to be talking about Amazon FBA keywords and getting keyword searches down. And we have our in-house expert here for Amazon, which is Kyle. And we're going to be going through the rabbit hole a little bit and taking a deep dive into essentially, what are keywords, Kyle? Essentially just getting into bringing people to your page through words. Essentially, is a dumbed down version of them. Before we get started, I am going to do a shout out to one of Kyle's Jane products he's brought in before this. He doesn't have it anymore, but a tactical pen that I'm using with a bottle opener on the end. I'm using to open up my Coke bottle. So thank you, Kyle, for that awesome gift. Let's see if it works.
That's right. Sold out of those things too. That was a good product.
Yeah, actually, you did do really well with that.
Love that during the holidays.
Oh boy, I should have practiced this before I went live.
That's all right. Let's see who we got in here tonight before we get started. So yes, guys, welcome to anybody that is watching live on YouTube, either now or tomorrow or whenever the heck you're watching this, maybe a year from now. I don't know. But welcome to anybody that's doing this. This is Dan and I's private mastermind group called Retail Underground. Anybody that is interested, we will link that below at the end of this video. So definitely stay to the end. It's well worth it. You're going to really enjoy yourselves. We got a lot of great content. Also in the No Tie Required Facebook page, guys, again, this is another private group called Retail Underground. If you want access to this, we will post a link in the description below at the very end of this. But let's see who we got in here, Dan. We got some people on here. So before we get into it, let's see who we got in here.
Yeah, we got some peeps. Oh, we got Tam. What's up, Tam?
Tam never misses a stream. Tam won our $25 Amazon gift card. That is getting sent out to you, Tam. And then actually, I am guessing, I don't know if he's in here yet. If he's not, Josh Wadsworth won the other one because we went over 250 subscribers, I don't know, yesterday or today. We're almost to 300. So we're moving right along on that, which is awesome. Jonathan Holt finally getting to attend a live stream. That's awesome, Jonathan. You're going to really enjoy it. We've got a great session tonight all about Amazon keywords. Everybody wants to know about those keywords, and they are important.
Hey, Bart. What's up?
We got Facebook user. I think that must be Francis.
It could be. Well, last time it was John, so we don't know.
That's true.
John from California.
It's a big mystery.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Dan, do you want to just announce why you're wearing a Godzilla shirt?
Yeah, so guys, we also are we're finally starting up our other YouTube channel, Movie Bus, and I'm starting with Godzilla. So I'm actually filming tonight after this. This is my Japanese Godzilla T-shirt because I'm a big Godzilla fan. I really like all the old movies, and yeah, so that's what we're starting with because Godzilla versus Kong's coming out next month. So.
I thought it was your Jurassic Park Clever Girl shirt with the raptor on it, but
actually, it does look like that one. I have a lot of nerdy T-shirts.
Well, from this angle, it does because you can only see like the upper half of the head. So
yeah, it actually does look like that one. Yeah, right, like that. That's funny. Yes, Gojira. Man, Tam, I'm telling you, Tam and I would just vibe so well. I feel like her and I could just sit down and have like a 3-hour sesh of just like. I don't know. We could vibe out hardcore though, because she and I get each other. Fellow nerds. Yep, nerd alert. Yep.
Right there, nerd alert. Eric, what's going on, buddy? Uh-oh. Dan's wife is watching. Dan, watch your mouth. Be careful.
Hey, it's a big house. She could be watching from anywhere.
What's up, Steph? There he is.
Oh, Dad's on watching too. Even on vacation. That's a dedicated father right there.
That's right. Even up in the Adirondacks where he probably has no signal, he probably had to drive 4 miles out of the way to go find signal.
He needs Kyle to teach him about keywords on FBA. So, hey, I don't blame you. I'm learning just as much on Amazon stuff as the rest of you guys. So, hey, Joe.
What's going on? Joe is one of our most successful Jane.com students. Joe is absolutely crushing it. So
good thing we're not talking about Jane tonight. We'd have him join us and tell us his secrets because he knows apparently just as much about Jane as we do.
That's right. John, there he is. Okay, so it definitely is Francis then.
Yeah. What's up, John?
Well, wait. We've got it could be another Facebook user. It might just be the same one. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
But his Jurassic Park shirt's much more worn out. That's true.
Yeah, this is new.
All right, and Molly's here too. That's awesome, Molly. Glad to have you here. Sit tight. We've got a really good show for you. So, Dan, you want to just get right into it?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start. We got a couple burning questions, guys. Let's get right to it. So, question number one, Kyle: how important are keywords for Amazon FBA in general?
Keywords are everything. Anybody that tells you the product is the most important thing is full of shit, in my opinion. I think that keywords I don't know why I said our, but keywords are the most important thing on Amazon if you want to rank properly and ultimately get sales. Every product out there has thousands of keywords, so if you have a gold picture frame, customers could search that 1,000 different ways, actually more than that, probably 5,000-10,000 different ways, so what we need to do is we need to identify the best keywords that we want to rank for, and then figure out a way to drive the right traffic to those keywords to get that ranking from Amazon. So what we're going to be discussing tonight is proper keywords that maybe we want to look at, no matter what the product might be. It doesn't matter if it's a super competitive product. It doesn't matter if it's a brand new product where there's no competition. Same rules kind of apply. You just have to know what are the right keywords to be looking for.
Absolutely. So what are your best tips for picking up keywords, and the type of keywords do you pick out, I guess, is a better way to word that?
Well, so I love using a software called Helium 10. To me, Helium 10 is it's the creme de la creme. It's the bee's knees. It's the best software for Amazon, in my opinion. I think that it's going to be very hard for any other software to possibly top what they've come out with, because they just continually keep making it better. What I like to do with that is I like to find kind of those low-hanging fruit keywords. Okay, I like to go after ones that, even in a competitive market, are not competitive keywords. And these are ones I think a lot of people overlook, because look, everybody gets in this mindset that in order to get seen by customers, we have to go after these keywords that are 10,000 searches, which that's a big keyword. That's a lot of searches per month. The problem with that is those are really competitive. All the big guys are going after that. And when you are just starting out, especially, it's going to be really hard to rank for those type of keywords. So, you see other channels and other people talking about, oh, you got to go after those big keywords. Nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. It's not my cup of tea, though. I want to stay right the heck away from any of those big competitors, and I want to go where they're not. I want to fly under the radar as long as I can, so that they're not going to be able to spot me. And then by the time I, kind of surface up and everything, I've already got hundreds of keywords before they even realize I'm there. Basically, it's kind of like a submarine. We're just going to kind of submerge down in there and kind of plan our attack, and then all of a sudden we just pop up at the end.
So what you're saying is not necessarily you don't always have to go for the low-hanging fruit as far as like the most popular, because there's go for the more niche, very niche down keywords, because it's not as populated with people. Because let's be honest, the average person selling a product on there is going to go for the easy, low-hanging fruit, as Kyle and I like to use as a term. Because it's easy, and most people are going to do what's easy and not go for the hard.
Well, and I think the cool thing about that too is Etsy. It kind of works the same way. So anybody that's watching on here that's selling on Etsy, even if you're not, but you want to sell on Etsy, pay attention to this, because this is really, really important. And actually, we just dropped a video this morning on the YouTube channel about this exact thing. So absolutely go check that out afterwards too. But basically, the idea with Etsy is we want to use long tail keywords as much as we can. Long tail keywords are going to be keywords that have typically 3 or more keywords within that phrase. So instead of picture frame, it might be rose gold picture frame, or golden hanging collage picture frame, or something like that. Why are we doing that? Well, the problem with going after a really broad keyword like picture frame that could mean a million different types of picture frames. That's really not that descriptive of it. So we want to niche that down as far as we can, because then we know, okay, yeah, we're not going to get as many searches for that keyword. However, the quality of the customer that's looking for that keyword is much better and going to be much more in our favor. And that's going to be a way less competitive keyword, because the big sellers, they're not paying attention to that. They're going after, wow, this keyword right here's got 20,000 searches. I need to be on page 1 for that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Dan, time for Dan's stock tip. So guys, anybody that's new to this, Dan gives out one stock tip every single live stream. I give out a crypto tip later on in the live stream. So pay attention to this, because it's usually pretty awesome.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't have one quite as entertaining as last Thursday's. I think that got a lot of people's attention. But I'm going to do a screen share real quick. This is another interesting one, guys. This is still considered a penny stock. And let's see, because it is under $5. Screen share. It's been like 3 days, and I, seem to have forgotten how to do it. There we go. Okay. I think, is that going to do it?
Nope.
Do you have to click something on here or no?
Oh.
See?
My bad. Sorry, guys.
All right. So right here, I'm going to go on. Can you see that? Is it good?
Yep.
All right. So this is called the company. It's actually a company who primarily mines in Canada. They are a Canadian company, Yamana Gold Incorporated. They've been around on the stock market for quite a while now. And as you can see, the last 6 months, they're in a downward trend, which isn't a bad thing, especially when you look at their portfolio and see what's going on in the next few months. They're planning on actually reopening up a mine for gold specifically in about 3 months. So if you look at their 5-year projection, they actually had a couple highs back in 2016, 2017, and then they actually dipped down right in the middle of 2020, which again, as you guys know, is right around shutdown. Everything was, crap was hitting the fan. They're kind of just staying steady right around $4 or $5. I'm going to be honest and say that if it's under $4.50, I think it's a great small penny stock to buy into, because if this mine does yield any gold, which they're expecting it to, I think that could honestly hit big. Projections are talking about hitting over $10, even $15 within the next year. So that's a really good one, only because, guys, right now with everything going on, gold is going to be kind of like what Kyle's talked about with Bitcoin. Gold is going to be I guess what you want to say, it's going to be a fallback, because as governments keep spending and spending more money, we're not on the gold standard anymore as a country for the U.S. It's going to be interesting. Things like gold that have a finite amount of it and have a value that keeps going up. Gold is shooting up all the time, just like Bitcoin. So very interesting company there, Yamana Gold, and that's the stock tip of the day.
I love it.
Let's get on.
Watch out for that one.
I think it's going to be a nice. It's not like Viviv with the vaginal rejuvenation kits they're offering, but I'm telling you, I think it's another good one for you. So, so question number 3 for Kyle for keywords. How many keywords should we be trying to rank for?
I mean, it depends on
one that was sent in from a user.
Yeah. No, I think it depends on what part of your Amazon journey you're on. Okay. So if you're just starting out, we want to rank obviously for as many keywords as we can, but it's not realistic when we're first starting out. So when you're first starting out, pick 5 to 10 keywords, and that's our goal for that first month. We want to try to get 5 to 10 keywords. However that's achieved, and there's a million different ways to do it. If you are part of this, we give you guys the keys to the kingdom. I, open up all my secrets so that everybody can see it. So that's definitely something that we cover a lot, is driving traffic, whether that's PPC, whether that's externally. At the end of the day, we want to get as many as we can. But when you're first starting out, I'd say pick 5 to 10, and we're going to show you how to pick them here in just a couple minutes. And then we just kind of build it from there. Once you've ranked for a keyword, the general thought is typically once we are ranking top 10, I like to be top 5 personally, but really once you're top 10, organically you should be ranking well enough that you should be able to maintain that position as long as you can just kind of hold the sale steady, so we don't have to push as much traffic because you're already going to be holding tight there basically.
Okay. So now we have Tales from the Crypto. This is where Kyle's going to give his, he's going to go on a little spiel quickly about a hot new topic for crypto, whether it's, just want to talk about a new currency exchange, or if you want to talk about, certain type of cryptocurrencies. What do you got for us today, Kyle?
So we posted a video the other day about Stellar Lumens. If you haven't watched it, definitely check it out. If you did watch it again because it's a really, really good video. But I also posted one the next day about Ripple, and there's a reason for that. The two of them are linked together so much, up to the point where the founder of Stellar Lumens was actually a co-founder of Ripple. So they both are very similar companies. Really, the only difference between the two is Ripple was going after banks and Stellar is going after the unbanked, the third world countries where it's very, very tough to get banking. So both great projects. However, Ripple has come under fire over the last couple of months with the SEC investigation. Basically, the SEC is suing Ripple. There's a whole bunch of articles about it and everything that you can go read about. But basically, it tanked the Ripple price. And Dan remembers back in 2017 when we first started getting into crypto, a lot of people made a lot of money on Ripple. Ripple is a big name in the crypto space. They were at the time the number 3, and they'd actually overtaken Ethereum as the number 2 crypto. We bought in at like 40 cents, I think, and it made it all the way up to $3.25. So, I mean, 8 times basically what we bought in at very, very quickly. I mean, within like a month and a half. It was expected to do it again this time around. However, with that investigation, it has tanked the price. A bunch of exchanges delisted them and everything for worry that, what was going to happen from it. So to me, the one that you want to buy right now is Stellar Lumens. Watch out for Ripple, because if they get past all of this, they settle outside of court with the SEC, or if nothing is found on it, they're going to be just fine. They're a great project. However, in the meantime, I would definitely look at Stellar. It's still sitting at like 55 cents right now, which is still not even near its all-time high. But I had actually put a price projection in that video. I think I had said about $3.50 to $4 is what I was thinking, and I really think it could get there. So it's a phenomenal project, and to me, it checks off all the boxes. They have a great leader. One of the best people in crypto in terms of their leader, Jed McCaleb. They have a great use case, and they have a big following for their community, and they're considered a blue chip. They're a top 10 crypto. So all signs lead to that being a big winner during this bull run.
Yeah, and what actually intrigues me about it is when you're talking to me more about it this weekend, one of the things I like about it is essentially they want to become an easy, affordable, and accessible, more than anything, bank for people in third world countries. There's a lot of people in the world that don't even have access, something that we take for granted here. They don't have access to banking, and that's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, they want to become basically an international money transfer, money transaction, whatever you want to call it. They want to be that for, I think they said there's like 1 to 2 billion people worldwide that still have zero access to banking, so it's crazy. But that's what decentralized finance is going to bring.
Exactly.
And you guys are going to see a lot of videos coming up. I've got one coming out probably tomorrow or the next day about Aave. Definitely watch out for that. That's a very, very good project. But that's another one. DeFi is going to be huge this year.
Absolutely. Ooh, now it is time for the screen share. All right, what do you got for us today, Sensei?
All right, let's see here. Hold on, I got like a million buttons I got to press here. Let's take that off, because in order to share. Bum, 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 bum. All right, perfect. Is that working?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, guys. So I already pulled this up ahead of time for the sake of time, not needing to find a product and everything to do it. So Dan and I actually decided to use this as an example. This is a product that we actually have at the furniture stores, and we can source and everything we can get there. may also be a product that we are considering for Jane. I don't know. We'll see. But so an ottoman poof. Okay. What we're looking at right here for anybody that doesn't really do Amazon FBA or hasn't gotten to this point, we just did a quick search on it with Helium 10's X-ray tool. Again, I think Helium 10 to me, that's my tool. I love Helium 10. I think it's a great software. But you go down through here and you look, and basically it's showing as a 10-0. So that's basically meaning that there is a lot of revenue to be had in this market. There's a ton of demand, but it's also saying that this is a really, really competitive product. Okay. So this would normally be the type of product most people would shy away from this. Most people would say, I don't want anything to do with that because that's a really, really competitive market. Again, they would be wrong in the sense that we're only basing that number off from one keyword. That's the problem sometimes, is everybody gets into the mindset that just because one keyword for a product doesn't hit the criteria that we want it to, it doesn't matter what your criteria is. It could be anything, but because it doesn't hit that criteria, all of a sudden it's a bad product. Well, that just might not be a great keyword, but that doesn't mean that this is a bad product. So what I like to do typically when I'm looking at it is I like to scroll over on the bottom here so that I can really get a good idea of revenue, which is going to be right there, and then review count. And what we're looking for is we're looking for those outliers. We're looking for, you can see like all these top people right here have a lot of reviews. 367 is not terrible. 231 is not terrible, but there's a lot of people with well over 1,000 reviews and a lot of people that are getting closer and closer. So what we're ultimately trying to do is we're trying to find people that have lower review counts, 100 reviews. That's not bad, that still have a respectable revenue. To me, I would say anything $3,500 or more in a market like this would still be considered a respectable revenue, especially when you have a smaller amount of reviews, and you can expect that revenue to rise as you get more reviews. So somebody like this right here with 100 reviews at $9,400, that's pretty impressive given the competitiveness of this category. That would be somebody I would be very interested in kind of monitoring. Okay. And you keep going down through, and I've already got some people pulled up here, guys, but just kind of giving you the methodology behind this. Another person, 3 reviews, but he's doing $4,000 already. That's pretty impressive. 23 reviews, doing 7,800. Okay. So what I like to do is go outside of the top 10 on stuff like this and find people that are still having success, because if they're having success, success leaves clues. Okay. There's got to be a reason why that person is having success. And then at that point, what I want to do is I want to pull their listings up. So I've already, like I said, I've already kind of pulled up 3 of them. So we've got one right here. This person had 20 reviews. This person only had 1 and was doing like 6 or 7 grand. And then this person this was the one that had 104. So just over that. And what I want to do is I want to grab their ASIN, and you can do this right in the X-ray as well. You can click the little button right there and then just tell it run in Cerebro, but we'll do it this way. A little bit different. So what you want to do is grab their ASIN, which that's going to be the number that start, or the little number right there. It starts with a B, ends with an N right there. And we want to bring it up. This is the Cerebro tool in Helium 10. In order to get there, all you have to do is just go over to the left, go under keyword research, and go to Cerebro. Okay. So we're going to plug that one in, tell it we want to get keywords. And we, like I said, literally just searched this before, and let's let it pull up right here, because this is the really cool part about it. And I encourage everybody to be doing this when you guys are doing keyword research, because this is super helpful figuring out how are people being successful ahead of me. People that are basically at the same stage of their business that I'm at. I mean, the person that has 1 review and the person that had 20 reviews, literally, I mean, that's basically where you would be at with this product right here. So, how are they able to, with very few reviews, how are they able to come out, basically out of the gate swinging and have, really solid revenue numbers? And this right here is where all the magic happens when it comes to doing keyword research. So these are a whole bunch of different columns that Helium 10 gives you, all sorts of data regarding that particular product. To me, what you want to look at first, organic rank. Okay. And they're always going to have, the top organically ranking keywords right here. So these are all keywords that the seller is ranking for without needing to pay advertising for that, without having to pay for PPC. These are all organically ranked keywords that they're doing well for. Okay. How did they get there and become organically ranked? Well, they've been driving a lot of traffic to that keyword and making sales. So the important thing with that is we know that they're ranking well. So then as we move over here, this right here is one that so many people overlook. The CPR 8-day giveaway is something so many people overlook this column, and it's huge. Okay, it's hugely important. Basically, this is Helium 10 telling you, okay, over an 8-day time span, this is how many transactions you would need to see. They call them giveaways because that was kind of the way everybody was doing it, was through giveaways. I don't recommend giveaways personally, but that would basically be how many transactions over an 8-day time span do you need to rank to page 1? Okay. So this is basically saying all you'd need is to sell 1 per day for 8 days straight to be able to rank to the top of the search results for that keyword right there, or at least to get yourself to page 1. What I like to do is take that number and add a few to it. So maybe instead of 8, try for like 12. Okay. So we want to, instead of going 100%, go 150% to really show Amazon that, look, we are serious about this keyword. We want that keyword really, really badly. But only selling 1 a day, that's nothing. I mean, that's not bad at all. The other thing that we want to look at is search volume. Okay. So many people make a big deal about search volume, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. Guys, at the end of the day, again, every product has thousands of keywords that you could potentially rank for. Search volume doesn't matter when you have that many keywords, because guess what? We can stack our keywords. We can, instead of ranking for 10,000 search volume keyword, why not rank for 1,000 search volume keywords, or 2,500 search volume keywords? So there's a lot of different ways that you can go about doing it. But the important thing to know is this seller, the reason he's being successful is he's going after the less competitive keywords. You only need 1 sale a day. And the reason he's only going to need that is because it's a lower search volume keyword. There's not going to be a ton of competitors overall that are going to be going after some of these keywords because it's a lower search volume. And then the last thing you can look at is the competing products right here. So again, we can kind of vet keywords based on, okay, how many competing products are there? Less than 1,000. Not terrible considering a lot of keywords have way more. I mean, you look at this one, less than 7,000. Okay, that one's got way too many probably. So I would probably just X that one right out and just say I'm not going to worry about that one. But you start looking at these, the competition level is really not that bad at all. Now, conversely, and this right here, guys, take note, and we could go through every single one of these if you guys wanted to, but basically the general gist of it is these guys all have the same strategy, and that's why they're being successful. Every one of them is going after the low-hanging fruit where it's not going to take that many sales to get that ranking. Okay, as long as we can show Amazon a little consistency, they're going to rank us. Now, take a look at this real quick. If I just click on that, that's going to then take my search volume and sort that based on highest search volume to lowest. Okay, look at this. If you go with a broad keyword, room decor, it's not very descriptive. We don't know what the hell room decor, I mean, we know what it means, but it could mean many things. Look at that. It's got over 1 million searches per month. These are per month numbers, 1 million searches, but look how many sales you would need over 8 days just to get ranked to the first page. That doesn't even guarantee you access to the top 10, which is really where you want to be to get the sales. And you would need to maintain that, guys. That's the crazy thing. Any of these ones right here, you would need to maintain similar sales to be able to hold on to that spot. So you can see why going after, even right here, ottoman footrest. Okay, that's pretty descriptive of what the product we were just looking at is. However, it's 45,000 searches. You think that's going to be competitive? Yeah, look at that. 568 sales was what you would need over, I mean, what's that? That's over 50 a day, basically, just under that keyword to get ranked for that.
It hurts me as a furniture salesman to see right underneath that, instead of just people typing in ottomans, they type in footrest. I don't know why that hurt. It hurts my heart a little bit. But that is really interesting. So you're saying, so essentially to dummy it down for someone like me I have not sold on Amazon before. So what you're saying is for like, okay, let's use the footrest one for an example. So someone types in footrest in order to get your product on the first page, you need to sell 560. Is that what it says? 568.
Yeah,
Wow.
you would need to do that over an 8-day time span. Amazon loves consistency, so we want to show them we can consistently sell. And like I said, for me, I like to go, instead of 100% of the way, I like to go 125 to 150% of the way to really show them that we can generate sales, because that's what's going to catapult you into the top 10 or top 5. And these are all estimates. I mean, they're not exact, it's not an exact science, but Helium 10's typically pretty accurate with their stuff. These are pretty good estimates of what you would need in order to be able to rank. And trends change, keywords change. So, this 45,000 search volume keyword could, 6 months from now could drop down significantly, but we don't know that. What we do know, and you can almost always take to the bank with you, is longer tail keywords. You notice on here, every one of these keywords, with the exception of just a few, are basically 2-word keywords. That's not very descriptive, So the more descriptive we can be, the longer tail keywords that we put in there, the much better chance we are going to have to rank much quicker. And guys, that's the path to success. As Amazon becomes more competitive, doesn't mean that the opportunity is gone. The opportunity is still great. You have to figure out what are the best ways to find the right type of keywords. And this is one of my favorite ways to be able to do that is, again, success leaves clues. Okay. These people, these sellers right here, doesn't matter who they are, they've been successful in the early going because they're targeting the right type of keywords. They're staying right the hell away from the big sellers in that market. And they're kind of going after that low hanging fruit that's going to be easier to get conversions for sales. They can rank quicker. And then you start piling up the keywords, So, when we were originally looking at this, the one seller, he was ranked in the top 10 for, I think I looked at it when I looked at it ahead of this, it was for like 77 keywords or something like that. And he's a brand new seller. So he's top 10 for 77 keywords. And if you were to add all those keywords up collectively, that's what people fail to remember, is just because a keyword only has 250 searches. Again, that's only one keyword. Let's say that seller had, again, 70 plus keywords that he's ranking top 10 for, and maybe all of them have 250 searches or something like that. That's a hell of a lot of search volume if you start adding all that stuff together.
Yeah. I think people fall in love with the big numbers. Like, you pull it up and you immediately are drawn to that search volume, those big numbers. So let's say, okay, let's get down to the brass tacks, Kyle. So I am selling, let's say I'm getting on Amazon, I'm a noob, I am selling almond poofs. How do I want to get the ultimate keyword that will get me noticed without spending a fortune on, getting your ranking up there?
Right. Well, I'm glad you said not spending a fortune, because that's the other thing, guys, I should have mentioned when we were doing that, was all of those larger keywords, all of those, more broad keywords, they're going to be way more expensive. If you start advertising for those, you start running PPC, you think your cost per click is going to be 40 cents per click? No, you're going to be way up there.
Not only that, but like you mentioned the other day, and you had a great point, and it's something I honestly would not have thought about. If let's say you set your budget at 40 cents a click. Let's say some Joe Schmo from Wyoming wants to set his at 55 cents a click. Obviously, Amazon's in the business to make money. They don't give a shit they don't care if Kyle's selling $100,000 worth of Oddman poofs. If next month Joe Schmo hasn't sold a single one, but he wants to spend more money and put in Amazon's pocket, they're going to rank him higher, because that's how it goes. So that getting these organic rankings is extremely important.
Yes. Oh, 100%. And, that's the beauty of, here's the other part of this. And this is something I always try to teach people that I work with, students that I coach. The end of the day, it's retail. Okay. We're going to have our great days, and we're going to have our absolutely terrible days selling. It happens. You're going to have great weeks, and then you'll have terrible weeks. It's like somebody just turned the faucet off and you can't generate any sales. And then all of a sudden it turns back on and there's an influx. The beauty of going after these smaller keywords like that is the fact that, again, the expectation from Amazon's standpoint, I mean, Helium 10 is telling you, look, it's only going to take you 8 sales or 16 sales over 8 days, so only 2 per day. to rank for that. The expectation is super low on that keyword from Amazon's standpoint. So guess what? If you have a couple of bad days in a row, it's not going to hurt you. You might drop 1 or 2 spots, but you're not going to be just dropping like a rock. Tell you what, you have a couple of bad days on a keyword where the expectation is you're selling 25 a day for that keyword, or at least for different variations of that keyword. Yeah, you're going to be dropping so fast your head will spin.
That's a good point too. With that, like you were saying earlier, getting where you can kind of fly under the radar a little bit, especially in the beginning. Get the sales built up, and maybe then eventually you can start competing with those guys that are have the big boy words, the big boy keywords. But at the same time, if you're making good money, not spending a ton on PPC, then why spend the money just to compete with these guys that are sometimes. Just because you're making a ton of money doesn't mean you're making a ton of profit in your pocket. Revenue is great if you're profiting. Otherwise, it's just a rat race and you're spinning your wheel.
Exactly. So my recommendation it doesn't matter what part of the journey you're on. And you can, as you start to gain reviews, yes, you can start going after some larger keywords. You can go after some of those. But do it in stages. Don't get crazy at the beginning. Save your money, save your capital, because you're going to want that to be able to scale the business and everything. And you don't want to spend it all right away on expensive keywords and everything, and trying to compete against these big sellers that have been doing it for, clearly if they've got 3, 4, 5,000 reviews on something, they've probably been doing it a few years. I've got like 2,200 reviews on my stuff, and I've been doing it 2 years, so there's, people that have that many reviews probably been doing it, 3, 4, 5 years.
Flying in with the humble brag.
What's that?
Flying in with the humble brag, no big deal.
So I think my recommendation would be, pick 5 to 10 initial keywords. Again, keep it within that criteria. It doesn't matter if the search volume's low, but we want low-hanging fruit. We want, small CPR giveaway number, small competing products number, and then search volume. You want to at least make sure that Helium 10 puts a search volume on there, because there will be some keywords where they just can't get enough data for the search volume. I stay away from those because it's the unknown. We don't know what the searches are for that keyword, but anything that has, I would say, 200 or above searches, and then you have the other criteria that we talked about. I would start off with that, and then you slowly kind of graduate to the next level of keywords as you go.
Yeah, and one thing you said when you first started out was, when in doubt, guys, take a keyword. How would you look up your product? Take that, and then sometimes add in a little more description. Like Kyle said, you're looking at, like you said, the picture frame. If you're looking for a picture frame, but you're selling a gold picture frame, most people, if you're selling, a lot of people just type in, picture frame. Well, if you type in gold, whatever it is, just a little more description, you'd be amazed how much that, dwindles down your competition. Free.
Right.
Can't stress that enough, because PPC can get expensive.
Oh yeah, I can, especially in the early going, because PPC, guys, and that'll be a kind of a topic for a totally different live stream. But PPC is one of those things, because you have to test so many things. It's you're going to spend money initially. There's no way around it. You're going to spend money. So my recommendation would absolutely be go after these keywords, guys. It's tried and true. I've used it myself for my business. I've coached a lot of people that have made a lot of money and been doing very, very well using that method. So absolutely, look to do that type of stuff throughout the entirety of your business. And then again, just kind of, you scale it up as you're scaling the business.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, let's get some questions in here. Let's see what we've got.
What do you peeps got for us tonight?
All right.
Eric says, hi, it's Eric Dostal, might be a Facebook user. Well, not anymore, Eric. I can see you. Can see you, and we do have a Facebook user now.
I'm thinking this must be Francis. She signed up for the thing a while ago. Can you put the tiny URL link up again? Francis, when I figure out how to do that, I will get that for you. I know how to put banners up, but I have to get the URL link for it to do that. So I apologize, but I will get that for you, and we will get that up. We know it's Francis. We like just having fun with her. So
yeah, exactly.
We like to joke around with her a little bit. All right. Hello from the subarctic. I'll tell you what, it's got to be close to that here too. It wasn't terrible today, but we're supposed to be getting a lot of snow overnight,
I
allegedly.
think we are right now. I can hear.
We're getting it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like down in my bunker, down in my basement, so I couldn't hear it through these thick brick walls. Actually, no, it's not real brick, but
Oh, Kyle, don't ruin the illusion. I'm in the Death Star right now. Doesn't everyone know that?
that's right.
Come on. Terry says,
Terry, what's going on, Terry?
is this the first time? I believe.
I've known Terry for a while, but yeah, I think this is
I'm
this is
saying
the
on,
first
on
time
the
like this she's
underground.
been on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
That's exciting.
Francis says finding keywords is always a challenge for me. It is at the beginning. You know what? It's just like with anything else. It's kind of one of those things that it takes a little bit of time, to find those right keywords. But again, to me, look at the successful sellers in your niche, Francis, that are at the same stage of their business. I mean, obviously they're going to be a little bit further ahead than you are because they might have, let's say, 20 reviews, 50 reviews, something like that, but they're kind of in that same realm. If you can keep it under 100 reviews, find people that have under 100 reviews. To me, that's one of the big thresholds on Amazon. And we saw that with YouTube too. Like that first 100 subscribers on YouTube is easily the hardest to get. Like we shot right up to 200 much quicker, but that first 100 was really tough. Same thing with Amazon, like the reviews. That first 100 reviews can be really tough to get, but once you hit that threshold, like in the customer's mind, you've hit triple digits. So it kind of like solidifies you as like, oh wow, hey, they have 100 reviews on something. So if we can find competitors that have less than that, base it off from how they're doing, because it's going to be way more of a struggle to sell something with less than 100 reviews typically than it is to sell something with more than 100. John, keyword ranking is important. What's that?
I said John is back. He's in sunny California, everyone. So
out in LA,
we are wasting away in New York squalor. John's soaking up the rays in sunny California. But so John wants to know keyword ranking is important within Jane.com. So John, there's not that Jane. It works basically by how much you sell. So like let's say Kyle's selling ottoman poofs on Jane. When before you launch, you get a you basically they send out a what I want to say. It's what I'm looking for here. They send like an email list out to all their buyers and all the people that have been on Jane before and signed up, and they send out basically a sneak peek. That's the word I was looking for. And if and you've seen on the retail or on 9U Night School, you've seen a bunch of people. They hit the heart for everyone who's selling a product on there. Basically, the more hearts, the more people love your product before it launches. You get ranked up higher on that homepage for the sale period. So it is different. It's actually simpler, honestly. Mm-hmm. It really is, because if people like it, they're gonna find it on Jane.
Well, and it gets easier every time that you run a promo. Typically, yes. not always, but typically it's going to get easier. And here's the reason why. Because you're collecting all that customer data. One of the toughest things when running an Amazon business is Amazon keeps everything so close to the vest that they don't let you have any customer data like they used to. Mm-hmm. There's ways around that, landing pages and stuff like that, but it makes it much more difficult. Jane, they give you everything. It's like Shopify. If you have your own Shopify site, it's the same idea as with Jane, and actually Etsy does the same thing too. You have access to all those customer email addresses. You have access to all that info. So every deal that you run after the first one is usually going to be easier because you start building up an email list, a customer email list. Now, if you want to get really fancy with it, what you can do is you can take your customer email list and you can create lookalike audiences or act-alike audiences on Facebook and Pinterest. Mm-hmm. That'll allow you to do is you can like super target with your advertising specific groups of people that Facebook will basically match that email address with a Facebook profile. And when they do that, when they create a lookalike audience, what's going to happen is they are going to match profiles to those people that are on the list. So they're going to go and pick out like the closest 1% of profiles that they can find. Like, oh, hey, let's say you're selling a pet product, for instance. they're going to say, well, hey, this person bought that pet product, and on their profile it shows that they like Petco. So now they're going to go and find other people that like Petco as well, and then they're also they're also involved in 5 different Facebook groups, all related to German Shepherds. Okay, let's go find a bunch of people that are in those same groups too. So they're going to match as close as they can all these profiles. And what that does for you is they give you a customer list that you can use at that point to create an audience to run an ad for, which is going to be like the most targeted audience that Facebook could find you based on all of their artificial intelligence and what they're finding. So that's a little bit farther down the road, but that's something that you can do, and that works as well for sites like Shopify, Amazon, all that type of stuff.
Yes, and we'll get I don't know, I have to look at our schedule we have planned out. I don't know if it's this week or next, but we are going to get into a nice deep dive into using Facebook for ads and targeting customers, because it's extremely effective and pretty much in all facets of business. That's pretty much entirely what we use for our furniture store now too. Is almost we went away from, we used to have newspaper and now obviously the last 10 years it's been pretty much entirely TV. And then the last couple of years, we've been fiddling with Facebook. And as we've really, Kyle and I have kind of led the charge on that for the store. And we've realized most of the customers are coming in because they see the ads on Facebook, because cable, all that's starting to kind of go by the wayside. So Facebook's a great tool.
You know what's crazy? Like when I graduated college in 2012, it's crazy to believe it's almost been 10 years, but we only had one internet marketing course all 4 years. Like literally we had one internet marketing course. Now like that's everything, right? But like back then it's amazing how fast things change and how fast things move. Back then they were still teaching newspaper and billboards, because they were teaching out of 20-year-old textbooks as well. So but it's crazy. It's crazy how fast things move, and guys, you got to stay ahead of it as much as you possibly can, but build those social media followings, build that email list.
Yes, absolutely.
Above all else, build that email list. I would say more so than anything, because look, your social media accounts at some point, they could be shut down. You never know. If you post something that Facebook doesn't like, hey, they could shut your account down. You never know. You own that email list, though. Those are your customers. You own that list, and you can still retarget them and still be able to market towards them.
Absolutely.
Bart says, what do you think of AMP for crypto? It's interesting, Bart. It actually is something I'm looking more into. I don't have any right now. I don't have any in my portfolio. However, it is interesting, and it's something that I'm going to take a little bit closer look at. And it was actually kind of on my short list of potential ones that I might make a video about.
Yeah, you just talked about that this morning when we were going through No Tie Required videos. You were talking about AMP, and it's interesting. You were giving me a little brief rundown. And tell you what, how about Wednesday? Maybe that can be your crypto pick, or Thursday, or at least we can talk about it. We'll start, maybe Kyle will do a little thing, and we'll help you out, Bart.
Absolutely.
So Eric says, hi, it's Eric here. What is a fair dollar amount for buying Yamana or Stellar? So Yamana, I said under 450. Honestly, I think it's going to drop a little bit under that. I really do. I'm telling you right now, I think that's going to, within 6 months, I honestly think that's going to get up to $8, $9. What about Stellar, Kyle?
I think, guys, anytime right now is great for Stellar. Look, the all-time high, if I'm not mistaken, and I'd have to go back and double check that, but the all-time high for it was like 80 some odd cents, almost 90 cents. Right now, I can tell you, hold on, what it's sitting at right now. I want to say it was, it was 50 some odd cents when we first came on. Let's see where it's at right now. Stellar's at just shy of 51 cents. So to me, it's a great buy because look, it's just over half of its previous all-time high. Like there is still tons of room to grow on that. And that's based on last bull run. Here's the thing. As Bitcoin continues to run, the alts are going to follow. The alts meaning the altcoins, those are going to follow. But eventually, Bitcoin is going to become, in my opinion at least, and this isn't professional financial advice, but Bitcoin is going to become unobtainable for institutions and for retail investors like us. You know,
We're gonna
there's
look other
a point
places.
where it's just like the gains potential of it is just not high enough. You know, like right now, there's a lot of people projecting Bitcoin could get to 500,000. You know, I think the more realistic a lot of people are saying is, you know, 250,000 ish.
I think that's going to be, it's going to have to cap because, like, yeah, exactly. A lot of, why would you, that's so much to obtain just one
I
when you
think,
can
I
get ones
think,
like,
well, I think at some point Bitcoin will hit 500,000. I don't think it'll be during this bull cycle. I think it's going to be the next one because at that point the market caps are already higher than they were when this one started.
well, and it's going to get mass adoption much more too. I mean, even look from 2017, the last bull run, compared to now, I mean, Bitcoin, you're getting mass adoptions from companies like Tesla. And as more and more companies jump on it, what was the last one? What was it, 2 days ago? What company was it that was saying? I can't remember now.
Well, MasterCard's talking about adopting crypto. I mean, Grayscale has picked it up, and
It's going to grow.
Circle, PayPal. I mean, there's so much good news coming out for it. Now, the thing is, let's say that Bitcoin gets to 250,000 this year. Let's just say hypothetically that it gets there. Well, right now it's at 50,000. So that's really, you're still going to make great gains on it. But if you bought in right now, you know, you're going to make good gains. But is it the same as if you were to buy, let's say Stellar. Let's say you buy Stellar right now at 50 cents and it makes it up to $4 on each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the gains are higher on that. You buy Ethereum right now at $1,700 and that thing gets up above 20,000, like a lot of people are saying. And I do believe that I think it's going at least 15 by the end of the end of the run.
10, it's a better investment than Bitcoin only getting to 2. I mean, that's the thing. Even if Bitcoin goes from what's it at right now? I mean, it's
like 47, 48, 49, somewhere in there.
So all of a sudden it's 50. People go, oh my God, Bitcoin went up 2,000 today. Okay, but if you weren't in it from the beginning, if you just bought it yesterday and it went up 2,000, it's like, okay, you made a little bit of money,
right?
But it has to move. The meter has to move so much for you to make money compared to something like Stellar. I mean, crap, you could go and buy, you could go buy 1,000 of it and only drop $500.
Right.
And
that's the thing. I think it's important to hold some Bitcoin. You know, you don't have to have a crazy amount of your portfolio in Bitcoin. I think it's important to have some because it's a store of value. But diversification, I think, is key, which you guys all know because you're in here, and that's what we're all about is diversification and learning different ways to make money, so that you know what, we're not just reliant on one thing.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Dave says, great advice. Dave, I appreciate it. Thank you. Dave is listening in from YouTube. I love it. I love it. Molly, she says, bingo, Dan. Making a lot does not mean you're banking a lot. I agree 100%.
That's something you guys are going to learn on your journey. People love, not going to give names here, but people love to show numbers and say, oh my God, this person made $2 million on, that's what they made. That's not what they brought home. What matters to you guys is how much is in your pocket at the end of the day. That's all we care about. I can go around and say, yeah, I made $2 million, but if you only pocketed after all expenses, that's you would pocket 50 grand. If you're okay with that for the work you put in, that's great. But going around saying, oh, I made $2 million on Amazon, no, you didn't. That's not what you made.
I agree 100%.
I got off my soapbox.
Yeah, I agree 100%. There's a lot of that's what drives me nuts is when people are saying, oh, they made this, I made this. You didn't make that, you sold that, but it doesn't mean that you made that amount.
Yes. And
I think that's a common misconception with a lot of, it doesn't matter if you're brand new or if you've been doing it for a while. And here's the thing too, Amazon's going to make it look like you are crushing it. Amazon with how they've got their app set up, it is meant to look like you are absolutely just getting filthy rich. And I get why they're doing it. I mean, because, hey, that's better for them. That means that you want to keep on selling more. Just be careful. Make sure you have a very good understanding of how much your business is actually making. And that's the biggest difference between revenue and profit are two totally different things.
Yep, absolutely.
Exactly. Gross revenues do not mean profit. It's about how much you keep. Absolutely.
Yep.
You know what? Here's the other thing, guys. A lot of people say that you make your money when you're selling the product. No, you make the product. You make the money when you're negotiating for that product. You already know what you're going to sell that product for. how low can you get that price point and put those extra pennies and extra dollars in your pocket?
Yes.
Kyle, you kept saying 150% when you were talking about keywords. What did you mean? Yeah, great question, Molly. So let's say that CPR giveaway was 8. Okay, so if we did 8 sales over 8 days, that would be 100% of what Helium 10 is basically suggesting that Amazon wants to see. For me, I would go like 50% more. So half of 8 would be 4. So for me, I would go like 12. I would try to shoot for like 12 sales instead of 8, which would basically be, we went the 100% that Amazon's looking for, plus another 50% over top of what they were looking for, just to show them like, yeah, we came to play. Like we want to generate sales and we want that ranking. Now you don't have to do that with every single keyword, and it doesn't have to be 50%. But it's a lot easier if you're gonna go that route and try to add that additional 50% sales in. It's a lot easier to do that on keywords where you only need to sell an additional 4 units rather than 50.
Yep.
Molly says Kansas City is heading for an 8 below 0 tonight.
Oh, I thought we had it. And how can you hear snow? No, I could hear snow plow. Let me rephrase that. Yeah, the snow plow when it goes by is very loud. Where we're from, I don't know what it is. Our town snow plows need to get like better training or something. They just, maybe that's because they're like 50 years old. I don't know. Probably.
Let's see. Oh, Francis says that was not me about finding keywords. It's a different Facebook user. Oh, sorry about that, Francis. My apologies. Whoever the other Facebook user is, hopefully that answer was made sense for you.
We have another imposter among us then.
That's right. You want to read that one day, and I'm going to grab that link for these guys.
Yep. So just got an email from Coinbase saying that Stellar and Cardano are offering 25% APY on stakes.
Awesome. Interesting. You're starting to see a lot of different exchanges. I know Gemini, I use Gemini quite a bit, and Gemini is starting to offer different options for APY and stuff like that. I know, I think it might have been Jonathan, I think the other day, was asking us to talk about BlockFi a little bit, which we will coming up, because that's something I'm working more and more on, and I'm really intrigued with it and everything. So a lot of different ones coming out with stuff like that, though. So it's pretty cool to see. Joe says he's getting a ton of snow here. Time for the sleds. Absolutely. I hope we get a lot of snow tonight. I want to go outside and play tomorrow. Molly, anybody using Swan Bitcoin? Not currently. I have heard of it, but it's not something that I use currently, Molly. Bart says, awesome. Sounds good. Derek, where is Stellar purchase not on Gemini? Coinbase. Use Coinbase. It's under XLM. That's the ticker or whatever you call it for it, is XLM. Bart says Coinbase. Absolutely. Let's see. Eric says it's been negative 20 to negative 30 here in Alberta, Canada.
I wouldn't do bad with that, though. I don't ever wear a coat, so I'd probably be okay.
I don't either.
Okay, negative 20, negative 30, I'd be wearing a parka, but I'd be at least content. My wife, when it's like below 70, she's cold. So pretty much anytime that's not like June, July, August, she's cold.
All right, guys. Anybody that is interested in what we're doing right here, again, this is a totally separate thing. Dan and I go live 3 days a week in our Retail Underground group. If you are not in that, but you are interested, here's the link right here on the screen, and I will also share it right now in the comments. Let me paste that in there. There we go. All right. So anybody that is interested, $47 a month. Dan and I go live 3 nights a week. Basically, we're talking all sorts of different stuff. As you guys saw tonight. Tonight it was Amazon keywords, but we throw in some stock stuff in there. We throw in some crypto talk. We are going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. We've already covered Pinterest in some of it. We're going to be covering Facebook. We're going to be doing some Shopify, Etsy. You guys name it, and we're always open to suggestions of what everybody wants to see. But use that link below if you're interested. We will get you right into the private Facebook group. We've got an awesome group in there already of everybody that's in there, and we're going to grow this thing exponentially. I'm excited about it. I can't wait. We've been having some great conversations so far on these, and they've been a lot of fun. And most of them are going to be like this, guys. We're going to screen share. We're not holding anything back. Look, we're not those people that. We're not the people that are going to hide behind, all you got to do is this, this, and this, but then they don't actually show you how to do it or anything like that. I mean, we're going to actually go in, share a screen, show you guys how to go through and do these things properly, because at the end of the day, we want to be transparent. We want to be 100% honest and transparent with you guys and show you the true way to be able to have success, both in e-commerce, crypto. It doesn't matter what it is. If you want to be a better salesperson, Dan and our family is in the retail furniture business. Anybody that doesn't know our background, our father owns multiple furniture stores. We've been involved now for basically over 10 years each, and both are vice presidents of the company. So we're very experienced selling high ticket items. I mean, all sorts of stuff like that.
Absolutely. So
all right, let's see what we got last minute. Steph says Dan would thrive in that weather.
That is true. I'd be pretty content like that.
Yeah, I'm not much about wearing coats. I don't know. I don't like wearing coats. Drives Tess nuts, but I can't do it. Joe says looking to BlockFi and Nexo. Absolutely. Molly says this is the best live stream, hands down. Thank you, Kyle and Dan. Absolutely, Molly. We're happy to be here. Absolutely. Guys, one more time, anybody that is interested that's not already signed up, if you want to sign up, there you go right there. We also threw it in the comments for everybody. Appreciate each and every person being here. We'll see everybody on Wednesday night. And you got anything else, Dan?
No, I don't think so, guys. Let us know. Like I said, message us on Facebook. Let us know if there's any questions, because people that message us some of the questions we get on there. It might not go up in the next episode. We try to correlate it with what's going on, but we got a message what was like 3 weeks ago about keywords. We finally put it in. We said, hey, we answered it for the person, but then we put it up today. So guys, message us, let us know what questions you have, and we'll incorporate it into some kind of episode for you guys, and we'll let you know. But until then, guys, we'll see you Wednesday, 10 o'clock. We'll see you under the underground.